Good morning, everyone. Hope things are going well so far in annual review. I'm sorry that I couldn't be. Okay, that's a lie. I'm actually glad that I'm not there today. As you know, I had an opportunity to get to go to Disney, and well, I want to thank Natalie for letting me do that. She asked me to address something during my time, and so I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. I want to talk about what we do whenever we receive new patient and after that patient expires. First of all, I want to remind that as in the past, our nursing assistants are responsible for once those patients are coming, go ahead and on their chart, go ahead and put their name and typically we need a room number. You don't have to put 55. If you just put 33, that's fine. And then legibly write their last name, first initial. Since we're a little bit different than the hospital, it doesn't really matter if you put the doctor's name, but typically what I do is I put a W or an M just at the end, and that way that gives you a little more room to write the label for the patient, because that's really what we need to be legible and to be able to see. But once we do that, then it's ready to use. But the area that we've been having the most problem with, and I think really when it happens most of all, is whenever we have a patient that comes and maybe they're only there for an hour and we never get that chart made up. And so because that chart's never made up, we don't have the label to be able to make a folder afterwards. And so having that folder is really, really important. And the reason why is because those are the times that, for instance, if it's a weekend or I'm gone, Amy's gone, a lot of times we may or may not even know for a few days that that patient existed at all. And so it can cause a problem with trying to track down, paperwork and those things. Now, once a patient expires, if you'll go ahead and even if there's nothing in that chart, because I know a lot of times now there won't be anything in that chart. If you'll go ahead and peel that label off and make the chart up for the folder up for us, because there will be information that's going to be going in there. The disposition will go in there. The initial paperwork will go in there eventually. If there's something from the coroner, anything from the doctor's notes or those type of things. So eventually those will, and even a week later, the CTI will go in there once it's signed, as well as any IDG information. And so what that does is it allows us to keep that together. And I know there's been a little bit of confusion, but if you'll just kind of make it an important thing that as soon as a patient passes, that we go ahead and get that made up. And that way, once we start putting things in there to work. Anyway, not a huge deal. I don't think that we've fallen on our sword and lost paperwork, but there's always that potential, and we don't want that to do. But anyway, that's my only housekeeping, and so I'll move on.